First-person shooter was the first genre of video games that I ever played, starting with Unreal Tournament 2004 and a dash of Counter-Strike Source. So when Call of Duty, or COD for short, became the FPS to play of the 2000s with COD 4, I dove straight into it. Now, to be clear, I was terrible at it, but my enjoyment of going on little kill streaks here and there, despite going severely negative by the end of the match, was enough to keep me playing. I wouldn't say I got good at COD until Modern Warfare 2 came out in 2009, and I consumed YouTube content from the likes of Sandy Ravage and the Mark of J. I sunk an excessive amount of hours into the game, and I could consistently place at the top of leaderboards on most matches. But what kept me coming back to COD wasn't so much the gunplay, though it was crisp for its era, it was the kill streaks. And Modern Warfare 2 pioneered the feature of being able to select your own. I regret that I didn't have the foresight as a young teen to record my gameplay, because I always ran the AC-130, and there was nothing more fun to me than using that glorious amalgamation of defense spending to blast an opposing team into oblivion. But this brings up a problem I began having with COD. If my gameplay mostly comprised of me just running and gunning, but not able to earn any kill streaks, it just wasn't as fun. I may get a couple Spaz 12 triple kills or an amazing RPD spray, but I wasn't satisfied until the opposing team heard and the sound of 105 and 40mm shells peppered the map, earning multi-kills for days. So I became mildly disillusioned with the franchise, but there was another game we had for the Xbox 360 that I didn't really give a try. Mirror's Edge, released in 2008. Mirror's Edge was in first person, but that was about all the similarities it had with COD. The objective was completely different. Run and do parkour. Now, there were enemies who wanted you dead in the form of classic private security goons, and they were rather trigger-happy. You had limited means to deal with them. You could incapacitate them, outrun them, or pick up their weapons to use against them. However, holding a weapon penalizes your movement greatly, and the guns were rather unwieldy to shoot, especially with an analog thumbstick. Thus, the most fun and effective way to deal with hostiles is to go for a disarm with a well-timed button press, dispose of the weapon, and move on to the next one. Also, for 360 standards, the game looked stellar. The colors were vibrant and the immersion was solid. As you ran across rooftops and your character breathed heavily, it really pulled you in. So much so that if I accidentally missed a ledge grab and started to fall to my death, for a brief moment I got the real-life feeling of, oh no, as if I were literally about to become a pancake on the ground.
You know he was running for mayor, right?
In 2015, I went to college and didn't take the 360 with me. But whenever I came home every couple months to see the family, I made time to play Mirror's Edge or maybe a couple hours of Call of Duty. I had purchased a lightweight gaming/school laptop before I went to college, but I really wasn't playing games too often. That is, until 2017, where some ill-advised decisions on my part led me to depression. Between self-inflicted social isolation and my studies, I turned back to video games as a way to relax. And that's when I first played Titanfall 2, a game which reignited my passion for first-person shooters and combined elements in a way that I didn't think was possible. Starting with the movement, this was the most fluent FPS I'd played at the time, with options for getting around the map being nearly limitless. The gunplay felt perfect to me, with satisfying hit registration and a fully usable arsenal of unique weapons to choose from. I mean, look at this carnage. How could you not be captivated by the speed and ferocity that your player is capable of? Aggression was encouraged, not penalized, especially because in order to get your reward, a kill streak wasn't needed. Oh, and this reward was a giant freaking mech, known as a Titan. Playing Titanfall didn't cure my depression, but I will say that it was the best coping mechanism I had at the time. Like, yeah, sex is cool, but have you ever destroyed a Titan by dropping one on top of it? Perfection. Titanfall 2 to me was the love child of Mirror's Edge and Modern Warfare 2. How coincidental that the studios behind both games, DICE and Respawn respectively, were under EA. Of course, it was no coincidence that the guys who founded Infinity Ward were also the ones who founded Respawn, but I digress. In Titanfall 2, balance is maintained because almost everything is busted. Very Modern Warfare 2-esque. Movement is also integral to the gameplay and buttery smooth. Like Mirror's Edge, Titanfall was built around this. Furthermore, earning your Titan was all but guaranteed. Being good at the game just affected how fast you got it and how well you could use it to win. This design choice prevented me from ending a match feeling like I blew the opportunity to earn my reward. I rarely finished a game of Titanfall 2 and felt disappointed, whereas with Call of Duty, it was maybe a 65% chance that I'd have a fun match. In Titanfall 2 and Mirror's Edge, I can't do the advanced movement techniques, just never put in enough practice, but the basic ones are enough to ensure a fun, if not mildly frantic, experience. Apex Legends and Warzone may have twitchy, absurd movement mechanics, but nothing beats shooting up with stim and immediately chaining wall runs together as you sprint to a position to get a nice early spree. Respawn also kept the lessons they had learned from Modern Warfare 2 with respect to customization. You can customize the reward you give yourself by choosing what kind of Titan you want and how it's equipped. To me, this struck the perfect balance between customization and gameplay experience. Certain Titans were not universally better than others. It all came down to how well you played to their strengths and acknowledge their weaknesses. Tone is a fantastic mid-distance fighter who may have a mild obsession with rockets, but these can easily be converted into artillery to circumvent defenses. Players view this Titan negatively, but I can assure you, she's great fun to play. Northstar is the Sniper Titan, with massive damage-dealing potential provided you use her right, and while sniping pilots with her primary isn't easy due to its projectile nature, it can be done. She can also fly, which can grant you a positional advantage. Also, it just looks epic. If you like big guns and you cannot lie, check out Legion, whose entire setup is comically based around his rotary cannon. Literally an A-10 Warthog with legs. And less friendly fire incidents, hopefully. If you're more of a jack-of-all-trades kind of player, consider Monarch. This assault rifle-based Titan has the ability to slowly evolve, eventually becoming a serious force to be reckoned with. Underestimate this Titan at your peril. How about getting up close and personal? Have no fear, fans of anime, because Ronin and his giant helicopter blade of a sword are here to represent you. The hilarious speed of his reflexes while blocking damage lead me to call this one the Jedi Titan. To scare every Titan in your line of sight, drop in with Ion. Miss I'm a firing my laser! But if you just have the burning desire to turn your opponent to ash, then as the phrase goes, better ingredients, better pizza, pop a scorch. The things that Titanfall 2 leaves up to the player are enough to optimize your playing experience, while simultaneously not drowning you in options like modern COD games, where it seems each one tries to outdo the previous iteration in terms of sheer combinations. I don't want to spend time watching Twitch streamer X or Y break down what the meta gun is and why it is statistically perfect. I don't need 30 different weapon attachments, and I certainly don't need this horrible freaking UI. Infinity Ward, what is this? Also, Titanfall's campaign is amazing. I've replayed it many times, and there are no shortage of videos on this platform gushing over how good it is, so I'll let those people speak for it. But the campaign alone makes this game's price worth it, in my opinion. Particularly the mission where you straight up time travel. Yeah, time travel. It's rad. So if you are like me and find yourself disillusioned by modern COD games and want something more akin to Modern Warfare 2 2009, but just cooler and with more crackhead energy, then give Titanfall 2 a try, or maybe Titanfall 3 if that's actually going to happen. I doubt you'll be disappointed. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time.
Stand by for Titanfall.